E. Adams, and Chief Administrative Officer of the House of Representatives, Catherine Spindler.
These are some of the individuals who help run the Congress. We are expecting also some of the individuals who are the chairs of the inaugural committee. You saw it earlier, perhaps. Senator Roy Blunt and Senator Amy Klobuchar, they are the chair and ranking member of the Senate Rules Committee, which is in charge of this. But these are basically dignitaries who are key to the events going on today and also in the Congress in general.
It takes a lot to put on an inauguration, and there are lots of protocols, lots of rules, and they are involved in doing that, and not just the elected representatives, but the people who work there and have done this many times. We just saw it just for a second, a flash of the Clintons. I love watching these moments as an American, as a journalist, as somebody who likes history, to see them all mingling. Let's listen to what's next.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the United States, the Honorable Michael R. Pence and Mrs. Karen Pence.
Bipartisan applause there for the outgoing Vice President, Mike Pence, and his wife, the Second Lady. Obviously some appreciation that they are abiding by norms and basic protocols and basic decency by attending and being part of this transfer of power. There you see former President George W. Bush, who knows Mike Pence from when Mike Pence was in the House of Representatives before he went back to Indiana to run for governor.
That's right, he was a member of the leadership, but just looking at Mike Pence there you see him greeting the Obamas as well. Looking at him 2 weeks ago today, he was in there doing his constitutional duty, and a mob inspired by the man who picked him for vice president was trying to break in, was right where he is, to get into the Capitol. Some of them were screaming, "Hang Mike Pence."
And there was literally a gallows that one of them or some of them had fashioned outside the Capitol with a noose.
Exactly, and talk about what you said earlier, Jake, a celebration of democracy, the fact that here we are 2 weeks later to the day, and there he is doing his duty, not constitutionally this time, but as an American, as somebody who respects protocol. He is there, as opposed to being at the Andrews Air Force Base send-off this morning.
And for what it's worth, I mean, given his role in the last several months, he has played a role in where we are in terms of what happened 2 weeks ago. But for what it's worth, it's important that he decided to make a statement about the transfer of power here and about being a part of this process and being a part of this ceremony, which has become sacred in this country, at least in the last century, where we've had this kind of marking of the passing of the baton from one administration to the next. And what's always fun and nice to see in moments like this is you see the former presidents and even members of Congress that they've known throughout their political lives greeting each other and seeing each other, in some cases for the first time in a long time. I mean, these are not people who see each other all the time. They're elbow bumping. Maybe they're from different political parties, but that's part of the experience here, even in